How do you make your dreams a reality? Has it been very challenging? Why? The Dream to Rise podcast was created to inspire individuals on their journeys of personal and professional growth. Recognizing the power of dreams and aspirations, this podcast aims to share authentic stories, valuable insights, and transformative strategies from a diverse range of guests. It serves as a platform for encouraging listeners to overcome obstacles, embrace their potential, and pursue their passions with purpose and determination, ultimately empowering them to turn their dreams into reality. Let us listen to our guests and learn from their story. Hello, my dear listeners. I would like to welcome you again to our Dream to Rise podcast. I have a special guest whom I met at the Social Collaborative Networking Group here in Fairfax, and I'm really fortunate to have her here to share her story. Now, she is 32 years resident at Oakton, Virginia, and a community engagement coordinator at 2 Unstoppable. She is the mother of 2 amazing adult sons, widow and breast cancer survivor. After a 35-year corporate career, she wanted to do something more meaningful and is now retired and volunteering as a board member of 2 Unstoppable, a nonprofit with a mission to provide women going through a cancer diagnosis with evidence-based exercise options. Her goal is to help other women keep moving for better cancer outcomes. Let's be 2 Unstoppable together. I like that motto. So let us all, without further ado, welcome Charlene Crowley. Welcome, Charlene. Nice to have
you. I am really excited to be here and to talk a little bit about my journey and what led me to 2 Unstoppable and all the wonderful work 2 Unstoppable is doing.
Yes, I'm all ears now. I would just like you to share your journey as a cancer survivor and how it has shaped your sense of purpose.
Okay. And you know what? Up until, and I'm going to bring it back 5 years. Up until 5 years ago, I would say I was living my life. Was married. I was a few months shy of my 30th wedding anniversary. I had 2 adult sons, one in college and one out of college and working in the area. Then one day in March, I went out to run an errand, and this was on the tail end of the pandemic. We were isolating ourselves. We weren't interacting much with people. I was running some groceries to deliver to my in-laws. And while I was away, my husband suffered a heart attack and I became a widow at 54 years old, right in the middle of the pandemic. And I mean, that took my life down a course that I didn't want to, that no one could imagine going down. 3 months after that, I went to my doctor and had a lot of emotion regarding, we didn't do anything for a year. We weren't going for our medical checkups. We weren't doing anything. I was not doing well emotionally myself and decided, let me go and talk to my doctor and see what I should be doing. And one of the first things we started was with some routine testing. And I went for my annual mammogram. I was probably about 6 months behind when I normally do it, so not terrible. Did not expect that test to come back with the words that you have breast cancer. Biopsy, surgery, radiation treatment, all of that. Well, I'm going to say I was just in a brain fog. I was just going through the motions. Still couldn't figure out how my life had changed so much, how I'd gone from being a normal routine person, helping raise my sons and doing things, to now someone who just did not know what direction her life was going and what the purpose of even life was at that time. It was one of my darkest times. A lot of support from my medical staff. And one of the things that one of my doctors referred me to was this organization, Two Unstoppable. At the time, they did a lot of fitness buddies. Two Unstoppable was started by two women from Fairfax, Michelle Stravitz and Alana Gammerman. They went through cancer diagnosis themselves and found that encouraging each other, taking each other out for walks, and just being there, involving physical movement with emotional support made a big difference. So one of my doctors recommended this program for me, and one day in November, I went for a walk with Michelle. We called them walk and talks. She introduced me to this Two Unstoppable Strong program, which is a 10-week progressive program where you work with a cohort and start exercising again in a safe, supportive environment and with women who understood what you were going through, at least the cancer part of my journey. Took that class, met some amazing people like, Charlene, time to get back and start doing things again. You're ready to get out there. I did have a cancer reoccurrence within a year of my initial diagnosis as well. Again, kind of felt like, okay, I'm getting slapped around here and I'm now back to where I was before. But the difference now was I had this Two Unstoppable community that told me, Charlene, just keep moving. They helped strengthen me for my next surgery. They kept me, and that whole theme resonated in my head that I don't know what tomorrow is going to be, but I need to just keep moving. It's now become a little bit of a mantra for me, and it's physical movement as well as emotional movement. So I went through another round of cancer treatment, but just kind of kept moving through it. Worked through this whole process, but was just finding as much enjoyment in what I was doing and wanted to say, okay, what is my purpose after having gone all of this, and how can I turn around so I wake up in the morning and feel like, okay, I have a purpose and I want to help someone today. So 2.5 years into my journey, I decided to retire. And I'm going to call it semi-retirement because I'm probably busier now than I used to be. But I love the idea of community. And Two Unstoppable said, okay, community engagement. That's what we need. So now I spend my time encouraging women to keep moving through their cancer journey. There's science to it that movement helps improve outcomes. If exercise came in a pill, every doctor would prescribe it. Now, my goal is to be a friend and help any woman walk through their cancer journey. And I want to spread the word that we can all be Two Unstoppable.
Wonderful. See, actually, I agree with you. I'm also retired. I agree that I'm a
I'll call
lot
it
busier.
Stepdula. I just don't get paid. I'm a
Yes,
volunteer.
but you know what? You can use that. I mean, you could start coaching
Yeah.
and start a business. A lot of my clients were in, they've gone through divorce.
Yep.
And they were down when they consulted with me. And it gave me so much life because in my program, we create your dream. How do you bridge those gaps? How do you build that or accelerate your
Yep.
team? And then what becomes of you after throughout the journey? They became divorce coach. She
Yep.
became a
So
divorce.
Two Unstoppable began very local, and it started as, and I'm going to call it a little bit of the dating app of women going through a cancer journey. And it started with you could, place a profile and someone could say, oh yeah, she's local, and reach out to you and say, hey, do you want to go for a walk? So I set up this profile, and I was like, this was so vulnerable and so out of my box. Like, Charlene, widow, 2 times cancer, this. And I'm like, no one's going to want to reach out to me. Like, I'm just like this mess that you want to stay away from. But sure enough, people were connecting and saying, let's go for a walk. Let's talk. And
It's all about in what is in our
what is
mind.
up there? You know what? Sometimes there's the unspoken connection too that we don't have to talk about our cancer, but we each know what we're going through and we can still talk about our hopes and our dreams. I had a little bit of a difficulty with like cancer support groups because I'll be honest, I was um, balancing grief and cancer. And most people in a cancer support group don't want to hear about loss because they're going through their own medical emergencies. So combining those two was really difficult. And I just found that I wanted to be around people just so I could be me. You
Mhm,
know, I didn't want to be Charlene the widow. I didn't want to be Charlene the cancer patient. I wanted to help empower and have
mhm.
people help keep me moving, not dwell on the past, but see hope in the future.
Agree.
I
I
had a
agree.
major surgery. My second round, my doctors wanted me to have surgery right away. And it was 10 months when they diagnosed me, 10 weeks before my son's wedding. And I said, how long is the recovery? And they said, like 8 weeks. And I said, well, can it wait till after the wedding? They said, no, how about if we do it next week? So in a tailspin, my head is spinning like I'm having this major surgery and I want to dance at my son's wedding. I want to be the mother of the groom.
Mhm.
And I did. I mean, I had the surgery. And when other people, best thing that helped me through my surgery was keep moving. And I was told by one of our coaches at Two Unstoppable, I'll call her the amazing coach Stacy Mann, told me, don't care what you do, just keep moving. And she said, if take a lap around your bed, take a lap around the dining room table, all movement counts, just keep moving. And I kept moving. And at my son's wedding, which was like 8 weeks and 2 days after my surgery, I danced all night long. And it's one of those things like I was balancing at that time. My son's getting married, things are wonderful. You can have the best time of your life at the worst time of your life, too. I'm a big proponent of joy and grief can coexist at the same time,
See,
and we've got to move through it.
exactly. And what made you achieve your goal, your dream?
You know, it's the determination and hope that my husband was a wonderful person and he was a very dynamic and encouraging person. And I kind to myself, I know the pep talk he's giving me in my mind that have hope. Things will be different. My life is definitely different than I've ever planned, but it's also very good. There's there's joy and grief at the same time. I will always miss him. I will always feel like a part of me is not with me. But at the same time, I still have to see the hope and joy in the things that are going on around me. The
Exactly.
one son's married, the other son right now is engaged. I've got
Wow.
boys who miss their father tremendously. Father was their best friend, but at the same time, there is so much joy out there that we all need to live our dreams. My dream changed. I'm not doing the retirement we had planned. My dreams will be different, but they're still dreams and they're still good.
Yes. And our dreams now, as we grow older, it becomes different. It's more about having a meaningful life.
Yep.
Unlike before, yes, we change our dreams every now and then. Probably when we were young, our dream is to provide for the family. That's why we work, work, work. But now, since we've reached a point wherein it's about us now, because before it's for the family, we give, give.
Correct.
But now it's for us, and it's a matter of what will really make me feel happy and give me so much joy and purpose in life. It is more deeper, right? And what you have gone through, it made you the person you are right now.
Correct.
Like me, when I lost my husband, I was grieving, but then I still have my responsibility for my son. he has to go to college. But that was the time wherein, oh, the fear again, the limiting beliefs, the doubts and worries. But it will not, if you don't go out of your comfort zone, opportunities will not show up. Actually, it's at the boundary of the comfort zone wherein opportunities will show up.
I think that has been my hardest struggle because I'll admit I was in a comfort zone. I mean, and
Uh-huh.
I had husband, kids, things were going well, and I didn't have to be vulnerable. Now I love connecting with people, but
Mm.
I'm an introvert.
Uh,
I love to share the story of Two Unstoppable, but I also just feel like I have a hard time sharing my own personal story because it's not about me, and I'm not much different than a lot of people who have a lot of courage. I mean, and I think we are all strong. I think sometimes it's our circumstances
mhm.
that bring out that strength. I think
Exactly.
we all have it in us. I'm not used to I don't want to be a focus, but I do want to tell people that you can get through hard things. You can keep moving. Um, yeah, stepping out of my comfort zone. You mentioned a little, we met through the social collectives.
Uh-huh.
And I started going to those just as like, okay, not sure what I'm doing here. But to talk about the nonprofit, because one of the things I love to do is I love to talk about it. The best way to get the word out is word of mouth, is to
Exactly.
share our stories and to share what things meant. And so all of a sudden now I'm in a bunch of people and like, okay, what's your story? And so, and I think I shared little bits each time, and it took a while to put it together. Well, I work for this nonprofit and I want to tell you about it.
Uh-huh.
Well, I'm a cancer survivor.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a widow too. And then someone said to me, wow, this is an amazing story. Will
Yeah.
you share more? And I never really put all the pieces together myself. I lived in these little compartments, and now I'm like, okay, it is a story. I don't know if I have to watch my language here, but it's a badass story. I call myself a badass. That's my
But
middle name.
you know what? That badass made you the person you are right now. There was someone who asked me, who interviewed me, Cynthia, if you're going through the same route again, the same journey, will you do the same? And then I told them, you know what? If I didn't go through that journey,
I
I would
wouldn't
not see the best version of myself.
I wouldn't be who I am. I mean, and,
Yes.
and I honestly, I would never wish the journey on everyone. I regret that I had to gone through, but it has made me who I am. I made mistakes along the way. I mean,
Mhm.
I'll admit that. Trying to juggle work, my boys, my medical career. And I felt I am so blessed with my medical team. I felt like I wasn't processing it. I was kind of going through the motions. And only when I slowed down and looked back at it, made mistakes along the way. I am absolutely sure, but I do think it all helped shape me into the person I am right now.
Exactly.
Um,
Absolutely. So now you are one of the board members of the Two
yes.
Unstoppable. What major, based from your story, based from your experience, what programs have you incorporated or have added compared before when you joined in? Because I know motion is important,
Yeah.
movement, physical activity. And at the same time, because that's the basis for healing your
Correct.
physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual before you are able to interact, before
Yep.
you are able be confident to engage with other people and share your story. After you have that confidence, you look at what you're doing.
So
It
Two
is right.
Unstoppable is growing. I mean, we really started out local. Pandemic gave us an opportunity to do a lot of our classes on Zoom, and that was started right before I was gone in. Since then, we've expanded our Two Unstoppable Strong program. We work with some hospital centers. We offer classes on Zoom. We have people participate from different countries and across the nation as well. It's a program we're really trying to grow. It is so important to get women feeling comfortable moving again. I think of the program as a little bit of a springboard. It's a great starting point. I just met last night with a group of women who are starting their Two Unstoppable Strong journey in a few weeks. And it's always funny because they come to the first class, or, when they do their first class, and they're like, yeah, this isn't hard, but it's one of these things where if we amp it up a little bit each time, they become very empowered. And I think it's like week 8 where it kind of peaks, and they're like at the end of that message, like, I can't believe I thought this was easy at first. And it's the strength that's in them that they find. I would love to see the Two Unstoppable Strong offered to multiple. We've had over 300 women go through the program now. It's, I think, 5th or 6th year, the Two Unstoppable Strong program. And my goal is that Two Unstoppable become a name that pops into every healthcare provider's head, especially in the women cancer area. We also do drop-in classes where we offer them weekly, and you can sign up for free if you want to attend today. Tonight they're doing restorative yoga. We have a chair fitness class. We have a strength and cardio class. We have a Zumba and Pilates class. All of these are available to women who just have to come to our website, sign up, and log on to Zoom. Zoom has been, the virtual platform has helped us reach women in places where it's too hard for them to get to the gym, or places where maybe they don't feel comfortable yet going back to a gym. All your treatment does things to your body. Some of them are immunocompromised, and we just want fitness to be available with the community behind it too, that when you log on and see these faces. I was telling the women last night who I was meeting with that just make me one promise me you'll show up. Even if you had the worst day of your life, if you show up and you're like, I'm tired, I don't want to do this, I guarantee you will smile at the end. We incorporate fun music. Our instructors are all energetic. You'll always never regret the workout you did. You'll regret the one you missed, but you will never regret doing it. So if you show up, we are here for you.
Wonderful. Are all your clients cancer patients, even though
So
they're not
Two
cancer patients?
Unstoppable is women centric for cancer
Ah,
survivors. So whether you were recently diagnosed or have been out of treatment 5 to 10, you can be out of treatment 10, 15 years. I mean, you're still welcome to join us in our classes. Find a community that you're with, people who get it, who understand you. Many of our women, I like to think of it sometimes too as a springboard. I mean, I now go to the gym myself regularly, but I had that confidence from my work with Two Unstoppable to do that. So yes, you can stay and you can do our classes for forever, or maybe we've just, shown you that, what, you're strong enough to sign up for that Zumba class that your friends are going to and that you want to go to. Our goal is to get you moving, keep you moving, and just hope that movement becomes a part of your lifestyle.
yes. Because if you don't move, the more you'll get weaker. And you
Correct.
go out.
We're women. We're
Yes.
aging. I mean, there are some natural things that, menopause has some effects, and some of
Mhm.
the cancer medications too put women into early menopause. There's a lot of things going on in your body, and movement is good. I encourage my senior citizen parents, you know what?
Yes.
Just keep moving.
Exactly. I'm already 65, but I continue to go to the gym. I do body pump, Zumba,
Yep.
body combat, and spinning. I alternate them because my mom has knee problems. And I always tell her, you need to move. But
Yep.
then, well, taking care of our elders, it's so hard. They're kind of stubborn. We would try to do some exercise even while she's seated, but then she said no, it's so painful.
we talk about too, and we encourage people that exercise doesn't have to be, I have to go to the gym for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
We call them exercise snacks. And if you have 10 minutes while you're waiting for your food to warm up in the microwave,
Yeah.
or you know what, you're online at a grocery store, there are little things you can do. Just balance is a big thing with women and especially our age and approaching. My next birthday is going to be a big 6 0
Oh,
0. So
really?
yes. You know what?
Wonderful.
Just as you're brushing your teeth, you know what? Do a few squats. Stand on
Exactly.
one leg. As we are sitting here right now, we could be kicking a leg out and do 10 more. It's all movement. It all counts. It's all good for you. That's what I tell my parents too. You know what? Sometimes to park the car a little further and just walk. That's
Yes.
exercise. It
Yes.
doesn't have to be at the gym. You
Yes.
know what? Take the stairs today instead
Yes.
of the elevator. It's one flight up. That's it. I like to call it movement. I probably use the term movement more than exercise. Move your body. I do sometimes will do things just while I'm watching TV. It doesn't have to be one or the other. I listen to a lot of my podcasts while walking.
Yes, yes. And it makes a difference because what you're doing is you're doing it as a community. It makes a difference if you're doing it as a group. It motivates them. It gives them so much fire in terms of, okay, come on, let's go out together. Let's play bingo. That's for silent activities, or we
Yep.
could do some Zumba like what you were saying. So it makes a difference if they are with people.
And
It
if I tell you I'm going to meet you for a walk, I'm going to meet you for a walk and I'm going to show up. If I
Mhm.
say to myself, gee, I'm going to take a walk this afternoon, and then all of a sudden I'm at my desk, I'm doing something, I get wrapped up, I may not do it. Or I may say, oh, it's too cold out, or oh, I'll do it in a half hour. The accountability of having a
a partner,
class there, people there.
accountability partner.
Yeah, that's one of the things I love to do too within our community. You want to go for a walk and you want some company? I'll talk to you on the phone even if
Yes.
we're not local. I've also done, and we've done these walk and talks where we tell someone, "Hey, I'm going to be on the Vienna Path at 8 o'clock on Saturday. Come and
Mhm.
walk with me." I've incorporated a few of those when I've been out of town. I've done one in Seattle. I met someone that I met through Two Unstoppable. I met someone in New York that I met through Two
See?
Unstoppable. So if I'm traveling too, I look at our community and say, gee, I know someone in that city. Let me reach out to them and see if they want to go for a walk. I also encourage everyone I meet, even through the social collectives, if you know someone who's going through a cancer journey and they want to go for a walk and talk to Charlene, I'm here.
Wonderful. So, what are now your goals for the next 12 months? A goal or goals?
Goals, that's a hard one. In general, too, I want to Unstoppable to become a household name in the cancer community. I want to spread the word that movement is there. I want to spread the word that I've said all through this my journey too. Hope is a big thing for me. That if I don't have hope that things will get better, I don't have anything to look forward to then. So through all of my stuff, I always knew that things will get better. And even if life is different, it still can be good. I want to grow to Unstoppable. That is a little bit in spreading awareness, and I will always go out and talk about it. And I want women to know that we are a community for them, that we will help them get moving in a safe environment and where they'll feel the encouragement. I would love to see so many more women, go through, and we are growing, partnering with hospitals, but that's my goal. I had a 35-year career. I worked up the corporate ladder, but didn't feel necessarily like I was helping people. My goal is to talk to someone every day, touch a life, to make a difference.
See, I don't believe you that you're an introvert.
I really am. And it's baffling. One day I want to sit down and talk to my journey through my kids' eyes because they've seen mom turn into something different.
But it's a lot better than before,
It's
right?
better. I have a hard time with better because I loved my role as wife and mother, but same time I lost my husband. It was at a time too that my kids were naturally becoming independent. Sometimes things happen at different stages, and I have widows at all different stages, but it was a little different too because my oldest was out of the house, my youngest was graduating college. There was a natural change in my life anyway. It was at a point where, okay, I no longer had to go to track meets or swim
Yeah.
meets, or I was a scout leader. All of that disappeared too, right around the time of the pandemic. So it was coming back to, I mean, people always said we wanted to go back to normal after the pandemic, but my normal didn't exist anymore because my kids were older. My life was different. So I don't know what normal is anymore, but I do know that there's joy in a lot of things now.
Exactly. And I don't call this retirement. We're not retired. We recreated another life.
I'll admit, work was a stressor in my life, and it was preventing me sometimes from
Awesome.
finding joy. I loved what I did, and it served good for a time, and absolutely loved it. But I was concerned about that. And when I was talking with Stacy and Alana to Unstoppable, I'm like, yeah, I really think I want to retire. And they're like, well, we can keep, but I was like, but I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm
Ah,
not a person who doesn't do anything. And they're like, well, we've got something for you to do. It was really nice because they asked me what I want to do. And what I wanted to do is interact with people. What I wanted to do is, because
wonderful.
I have no fitness background and I don't have a health background either. So I can sit here and tell you cancer is good. And I can give you some statistics. I know how to exercise, but I can't name some of the muscle groups. And all our classes are taught by cancer exercise specialists. And that's a unique thing in that they understand the treatments that we went through. So I can throw out a term and say, hey, I had this or I'm on this medicine. And they automatically know what parts of my body were affected, what are the side effects. So they're never going to ask a woman to do something that is counter to their treatment or counter to a lot of times with, and I'm a breast cancer survivor, so there's a lot of upper mobility issues. They're never going to ask anyone to do something range of motion that they
Yes,
can't after a surgery.
yes.
So it is a little different than going to a gym where someone's going to say, hey, yeah, pick up this, 100-pound
Before.
barbell, but let's see what you can do. And it's all about modifying things. Like
Yes.
I'm looking at your little weights and they range from 1 pound down up to, up to 25-pound kettlebells. But if all you're starting with is the 1 pound weights, that's great. You know what?
Exactly.
And sometimes we need to work up to what we're doing. And especially knowing when I first had my surgery and I went to PT because I couldn't lift an arm above my shoulder. And we'll work with everyone.
Yes, and take baby steps because
Yeah.
these baby steps will lead to your result as well.
So another one of mine is I've got another is progress over perfection. I mean, we want you to
Mhm.
make progress. We're not looking for perfection. Do you feel good? Are you walking more? You know what? And it's progress. It is baby steps.
Yes. And when you are going through your journey, it's like a track and field, right? You have your own lane. Don't
Yep.
look at the others because you try to compare yourself. Just focus on your journey.
Correct. On your progress. You're right. I mean, and when we get together and exercise, I mean, everyone's doing a little bit something,
Different, yeah. Yes.
modification. And yes, only competition is me.
That was
Sometimes I'm hard on myself. I'm a competitive person, I'll admit. But you're right. I mean, don't, you know what? And none of our cancer, I mean, cancer is the type of thing too that none of them are the same. I mean, it's, we use the term breast cancer, but that covers so many different types of cancers, breast cancers, and so many different types of treatment that you can't look at someone and say, well, she had breast cancer
yeah.
and she's now doing this
Mhm.
because her surgery may have been different than my surgery, or she may be on a different medication. So you're right. Be proud of yourself and what you can do and look for the progress.
Yes. It's enjoying the journey, not
Yep,
the end goal.
yep,
That's
yep.
it. So, before we end, What would be you've given us a lot of advices, but one simple advice for our listeners.
Again, it's keep moving.
Yeah,
It's,
keep
you know
moving.
what, that really sums up a lot of what I'm saying. It's and to have hope. I mean, to always, if I did not have hope that things would get better, be kind to yourself. I mean, understand, that too, that yeah, sometimes I can't do what I did before, but that's okay. Keep moving. And I don't know if I can say that
Mhm.
enough, because that's what, even on my darkest days, you know what, try to get up and keep moving. To me is emotional and physical. The physical part of it and the exercise just to me solidifies the emotional. That keep moving,
Yes,
that there is good out there. I mean,
yes.
and
There's light. There's
yep,
truly light at the end of the tunnel.
yep.
Thank you so much. Would you like to repeat how they could connect with you again? Your
Absolutely,
website?
absolutely. So our website is two, and that's the number two, unstoppable.org. And
Mhm.
you could also always email me, and it's Charlene, Charlene, at twounstoppable.org. And I would love to hear from anyone, and please reach out.
Thank you so much, Charlene. It's so nice to hear your story. I look forward to seeing you again in one of our events.
Absolutely.
Thank you. And to our listeners, thank you so much for tuning in. Till our next episode. Again, this is Cynthia Concordia from Dream to Rise. Have a blessed day to all.
Such an incredible story of resilience and transformation. The journey is a powerful reminder that adversity can lead to profound personal growth and the ability to uplift others. It's inspiring to see how each one turned their challenges into opportunities for healing, especially for those who may feel lost or hopeless. I want to take this opportunity to invite you to explore my books, My Journey into Becoming and Dream to Rise from Darkness into Light. In my journey into becoming, I shared my personal struggles in overcoming an abusive relationship and the heart-wrenching moments that followed, ultimately finding my purpose in helping others live their dreams. Dream to Rise, an anthology, combines the stories of 18 courageous co-authors who illuminate the path from darkness to light, each narrative showcasing the profound impact that sharing our truths can have on those who are struggling. Together, we can inspire change and encourage others to embrace their own journeys. Remember, your voice matters, and there is a community of support waiting to lift you up. Let's continue to be beacons of hope and make a difference in this world. Thank you for being here and for everything you're doing to help others rise. For those who would like to be a part of the Dream to Rise Inner Circle, this is a mastermind group that fosters learning and growth. My main objective is to help the members rise and shine. Be a part of this amazing group and let's thrive to be the best version of ourselves. If you need more information, please visit my website www.dreamtorise.info. Again, www.dreamtorise.info. Have a blessed day to all.